We got new theories today. Um, we're talking about The Incredibles, all right? The new one that's coming out. I'm gonna look up a video real quick where it describes where it might be a thing or it might not be a thing, but if you remember from the first movie, right? All the heroes went to Bob's wedding, Mr. Incredible, right? All the heroes, Gazer Beam, like all the heroes, right? Who's that one hero that is so powerful? There's two of them actually. There's Meta Man. He's kind of like a Superman, but the one person that I think I like that we haven't seen yet is Gamma Jack. Okay, so Gamma Jack, last we heard, he died from Syndrome's Omnidroids, right? And if you look at the villain in the new Incredibles 3 trailer, or when they showed it, it's an all black suit, like mask and all that, and it has a V here and a V here. Who has that? Who has that logo? Gamma Jack. So my theory is, will Gamma Jack be the villain for Incredibles 3? Because think about it. He fits all the narratives. And they said I think he was a hero who became a villain, or he's a villain that says not all heroes are good. And the only person that can reference that is Gamma Jack, because Gamma Jack was a hero, but he was kind of an asshole. He wasn't really, he was more like neutral. He wasn't trying to be a good guy and he wasn't trying to be a bad guy. But we're going to find out right now if he's going to be the villain for the third movie, because I generally want to know what's going to happen, because if it's just some new villain that like we know, cool. If it's a villain we know, awesome. But if it's a completely new villain and new character, then I'll just be like, okay. But the creators for Incredibles, they can make so much fucking money off of this third film just by putting Gamma Jack as the villain. Think about it. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna see right now. And I'm gonna show a bit of it. Look. That's the new villain, right? With the straight line going down the head. You got the V on the mouth and then the chest. That's Gamma Jack. So I'm wondering how they're gonna do this. Let's see. Cause I genuinely want to know.
Like speed, go like speed. Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
Cause Gamma Jack's been hyped up so much over the past few years. We never got to see what, like, we saw what he looked like if you went to the bonus packaging and all that, but we got to see every other villain. We got to see every other hero. Before all the heroes died, you only seen a select few. So a lot of them we never got to see because they either disappeared and went missing or they retired. I don't know, but at the time they were all young. They were all pretty much like kids at the time. And then Syndrome, because he gets so mad at what Mr. Incredible says and tells him to go home, I work alone, that led you to get angry and kill all the heroes? Like, you could have just tried to be a hero and prove that you were better than Mr. Incredible, but you became a villain and you did the most darkest shit. This is a Disney Pixar film. But at the same time, Disney has been very dark and creepy for years, so if they're gonna put shit in there like that, I get it. But for The Incredibles, I think it was the second movie at the end. Um, screensaver or whatever, that was creepy for like a children's movie. That was pretty fucking creepy. Like they're pushing that, and I feel like The Incredibles is a more darker like Disney hero movie franchise compared to other movies on Disney. Like I don't know, but maybe Gamma Jack somehow survived, and then he's been in hiding, and he's been basically going and hating on society for how they do things and how they treat it. And now that the hero band is lifted and now heroes can come out and do hero work again, what if he comes out of hiding? And they show that in the next movie, because obviously they're not going to show his face until like a major scene. So if that is Gamma Jack, which I'm 100% hoping that is Gamma Jack under that mask, I will lose my shit, because all the lore of wondering if we're ever going to get an explanation on what happened to those heroes, we never did. They disappeared. They found Bob found out about the Operation Kronos and saw that all the other heroes were terminated. After defeating one of the Omni droids one time, they lost the second time every time because he modeled it up better to handle their abilities. So Gamma Jack and Meta Man being the strongest two in the entire like Invincible like timeline, them dying like that speaks volume. That means he had the ability to like do so. But if he could kill, if Syndrome could kill two of the strongest heroes in the world during that time, why couldn't he kill Bob? Why couldn't he kill the Parr family? Like he literally couldn't. He got himself dragged into the fucking the propeller in the plane, and he died supposedly. We don't know, but anything could happen. He could come back, or maybe he doesn't even come back. But I think it's Gamma Jack. I think Gamma Jack is gonna want to take revenge for all the shit that he's been going through over the years as a hero. So I'm gonna play this. It is not confirmed that he is the villain, but it is a high possibility that he could be the villain because no one knows his identity yet. If you notice, in every Incredibles movie, we know who the villain is. We know what they look like, we know their backstory. But this guy, in the third movie, we don't know who he is. Maybe it has a connection from the second movie with Helen and Screensaver. Maybe Screensaver's working for fucking Gamma Jack. What if Gamma Jack, like maybe after Syndrome died, the island that all the heroes died on, maybe Gamma Jack took that island over and now is making it his operations. Maybe, I don't know. This is just a theory, but I'm excited to see.
It's announced that The Incredibles 3 is on the way. And while we got a lot of insight on the movie, one piece of information stood out to me. The tease of the new villain.
Gotta see.
Super nerd. So it looks like The Incredibles 3 will focus on the kids of the Parr family this time around, as well as the introduction of the Superhero League, which I think is really cool. But while we didn't get a name, power set, or even a new motive for our villain, the little breadcrumbs we did get are pretty solid. Described as being stronger than the Parr family and all other supers put together, whoever this person is clearly packs a punch.
See? Stronger than the Incredibles. Stronger than Incredibles and everyone there, all the heroes. It's Gamma Jack. It's Gamma Jack. If it's not Gamma Jack, it's Meta Man. I'm telling you. Meta Man and Gamma Jack are the only two strongest in that timeline, in the Incredibles universe. So come on, dude. Unless there's some new guy they bring in who's stronger, like, it won't make sense. That would just ruin the story, because the only two that were the strongest were Gamma Jack and Meta Man. Meta Man had the same type abilities as Superman. Gamma Jack is more like a Homelander, mixture of a Superman. So, and his power has to deal with radiation and a bunch of other shit. But, like he said, stronger than the Parr family is considered stronger than every hero in that. It's Gamma. It's Gamma. It has to be. There's no way, bro. Like, watch.
Are pretty solid. Described as being stronger than the Parr family and all other supers put together, whoever this person is clearly packs a punch.
Gotta be.
Now, my mind immediately goes to Gamma Jack, but I know he's not more powerful than all supers put together, and the theory honestly left my mind almost as soon as it entered, until I went back and rewatched the reveal and heard this line. While supers are legal again, not all supers are good. Not all supers are good? Obviously, this pertains to everyone with powers, but what if it doesn't? What if they mean superheroes? I think we're looking at a real possibility that the villain of The Incredibles 3 is none other than Gamma Jack himself. I mean, look at the costume. It even has the same chevron pattern on the chest here. But
It
this doesn't
does.
explain why Gamma Jack would come
Look
back
at the
as a
look at the
villain.
logo.
Well, if you take a
And
look
then
at his time
his.
as a super, I think the reason is pretty clear. If you crack open the NSA files on supers featured on the bonus DVD of The Incredibles, you'll find most of the information you'll need on Gamma Jack. Possessing radiation-based powers, Jack is able to control the...
Okay. He's gonna explain it, but I'm gonna show y'all to read it. Look at his power type. All maxed out. Strength, halfway. Endurance, halfway. Intelligence, pretty high up. Agility, not so well. And indestructibility, a little bit. Controlled radiation burst, from focus burns to complete disintegration. Maximum range of high intensity burst is 100 meters. Sharp intensity fall off over distance. Personality, also known as Handsome Jack, a favorite of the ladies, prone to be tyrannical, megalomania. What the fuck? Impulses. Believes soups to be a superior race. Picky eater. NSA recommends close a level monitoring. Okay. But see, this is all his abilities and shit. So technically, he is the strongest in his category. The only other person that has pretty much this maxed out, and this, and then a couple of these up here like almost maxed out is Meta Man. But Meta Man was too much of a good guy. He wasn't considered like a bad guy. So Gamma Jack fits this fucking perfect. Like I'm telling you, watch.
level of radiation from focused burns to complete disintegration. This already puts him close to the top of the list for the most powerful super. Reading on, you can see more information about his power set, although what we really need is more information on his personality. Gamma Jack is prone to tyrannical and megalomaniacal impulses, and the worst one, he believes supers to be a superior race, and the NSA recommends a close A-level monitoring of him.
That's some heavy dope right there, Marie.
Pair that with how he chooses to operate as a hero, and you're cooking with gas. Let's take a listen to his file.
There's always going to be
This is
a
his
lot of
interview.
collateral damage. There's lots of villains, and there's lots of villainous deeds going on at any given time. Part of my job...
Okay, that one took out. That's his interview. This is the only thing. The picture is the only thing we get to see of Gamma Jack, and this interview is the only thing you hear. And the more you listen to it, the more it makes sense that he might be the bad guy, but I don't know. We could be way off, but if the creator for Incredibles doesn't pull the trigger on this, I don't know if it's gonna be a big movie, because for the third movie, you have to make it. Nothing tops the first movie. The second movie was good when they had new heroes come in and all that with the screensaver and all that shit. That was cool, but it just didn't feel like a part of the story. Like I feel like Incredibles 3, they need to go deep into the lore of the other heroes. What happened? Why did it happen? And how? So listen to his interview and you'll see what kind of person he is. And listen to the voice, because when this movie comes out and if this villain talks, he's probably going to have some voice disguise or whatever, but listen to the interview for Gamma Jax and then wait until the movie comes out and pay attention to that villain, because there could be certain shit that he says that resemble Gamma Jack, and if it resembles that, then we have a lock. Then we know who it could be, and it could be him, or it could be somebody that knew Gamma Jack that could be cool, but if it's not Gamma Jack, dude, like, come on. He's the only hero they never shown. Only hero. They never shown him at all. So, let's listen to this, see what he has to say. Because I've heard this a few times, and he's a little bit of an asshole.
Let's take a listen to his file.
There's always going to be a lot of collateral damage. There's lots of villains, and there's lots of villainous deeds going on at any given time. Part of my job is to prioritize which villains I'm going to combat. So I take a look around. I see if there's any good-looking women who need to be rescued immediately, and then I sort of start from there and work my way down the list.
He prioritizes saving the pretty women first. Guess that explains why he's popular with the ladies. Let's...
But right here, chat, the villain's logo. Look at his logo. The V. I don't know if it's a V, but it goes up like this. And then you look at his shit right here. It goes up like this. So if that isn't an indication that he is the villain, then I don't know what they're doing. Because this shit and this matches. His face and jawline fit the way of the mask is in the villain. So it could be him. It could be. Now, I'm not trying to be wrong. Because if you're an Incredibles fan and you know a lot more than I do, let me know. But I don't know. That looks pretty fucking accurate to me.
Continue.
If you've got Tubby Joe Schmo over there with a laser pointed at his head, and he might have to wait in line a little while. Yeah, I've fought my fair share of villains, and they all have their own unique challenges. They got their zombie monkeys and their giant laser robots and their super aquatic ninja pygmies. But I tell you, once in a while, the real kicker is I get these dames, man, these dame villains, and they got the curves and the hair and the big eyes, and boy, those ones, they're really, really hard to kill.
Did you hear that? Kill. He said kill. He leaves no room for misinterpretation here. He doesn't say defeat, destroy, or dismantle. Now, I'm sure there are other supers that have killed before, but there's something about the way he just casually says it. Like he looks forward to it. Right after saving the ladies, of course.
Yep.
Especially the ones that they come up and, and they're looking at you and you're looking at them and you feel that simpatico, like she's digging you and you're digging her, digging you, and boy, you really got to take a jog around the block real quick and, sort of get your concentration back, compose yourself, because, you can't get distracted by these sort of thoughts when you're going up against a super villain. That's one of the hard parts of the jobs, when you come across a dame who's really something to look at, and you just got to let her have it, because she's a villain. Yeah, those are the bad days.
Now, I know what you're thinking. That still does not answer the damn question. Don't worry, now that we have all the pieces, we can finish the puzzle that is this theory.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay, so, it's confirmed that in The Incredibles 3, Bob will struggle with his relevance in this new age of supers. He longed for years to get back into the spotlight, and now that the time is here, he has to share it with a new wave of supers. We also see that Bob will reminisce about the glory days as shown in this concept art.
Yep.
This is obviously nothing new. The last two movies were about Bob reminiscing. But it seems like this time around it'll have more relevance to the plot than ever before.
Thank you.
While the kids are out trying to prove themselves, they come across the trail of Gamma Jack, who is unknown at the time. And when it seems that no one can stop this mysterious villain, Bob can piece together who it is based off of his motives. Now, this isn't too far-fetched, seeing that there is art depicting that Bob and Jack were once friends. Gamma Jack would go on to explain that while he loves that supers are back, he hates the symbol that they have become. In the glory days, they were gods. The world seemed to stop when they entered a room. Now they are left with nothing but to be mascots for the superhero league, which is ran by humans of all things. These developments of the world force Gamma Jack out of hiding, ready to do what he thinks is right, either annihilate or enslave the human race, leaving supers on top, at least the ones who fall in line. Now there are still a lot of questions when it comes to this theory, like how did Gamma Jack survive the Omni Droid? What makes him more powerful than all?
That's all, chat. We'll do more on this another day. But you see what I mean, though. Do your research. Let me know who you think the villain is for The Incredibles.